All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling a question that, well, it's probably been on everyone's mind at some point. We're basically going on a quest, together, to find an answer.
I mean, it's a massive question, right? What is the secret to a long and happy life? Is it just about tacking on more years? Or is there something deeper, higher purpose? It's like, how come some people just seem to have it all dialed in, while the rest of us are kind of just figuring it out as we go?
And that's where our quest gets really interesting. Because the answer to that huge, universal question, it might actually be hiding in this much more specific one. Why do people in this one little corner of Japan live longer and happier than literally anywhere else on Earth? Let's dig in.
Okay, so our first clue on this journey, it's not a map, it's not a person, it's a word. Just one single, kind of mysterious word that seems to be the key to unlocking this whole thing.
And that word is Ikigai. It's a Japanese concept, and researchers are pretty convinced it's a huge reason why the folks on the island of Okinawa have such incredible long lives. So what does Ikigai even mean? Well, if you translate it, you get something like your reason for being, or the reason you get up in the morning. It's that thing that just pulls you out of bed, It could be your work, your family, a passion project, a hobby. The important thing is, it's your personal driving force. It's what gives your life meaning and makes you feel satisfied. Now look, this idea of finding a purpose in life, it's not totally new, right? It actually shares a lot with something called logotherapy, which was developed by Viktor Frankl, an Auschwitz survivor. He argued that our main drive as humans isn't for pleasure, but for meaning. It's this deep need to find and chase what matters to us, personally. But as we're about to see, Ikigai kind of takes this idea and builds on it in a really unique way.
So our journey now brings us to the actual epicenter of all this. We're going to a place where people don't just talk about their Ikigai, they live and breathe it every single day.
So Okinawa is what's called a blue zone. It's one of only a few spots on the entire planet where people live exceptionally long, healthy lives. And you can see right here, Okinawa is kind of the king of the blue zones. But we're going to zoom in even further to one specific part of Okinawa that is just mind-blowing.
So how special are we talking? Well, get this, 24.55. That's the number of people who live to be 100 or older for every 100,000 people in Okinawa. That is just way, way higher than the global average. And most of this is concentrated in a tiny village called Ogami. We're talking about a place with only 3,000 people that has the highest life expectancy in the world. No wonder they call it the village of longevity.
And when researchers actually went to Ogami and talked to these centenarians, what did they hear? Stuff like this. The secret is smiling and having a good time. It sounds so simple, right? But this joyful outlook isn't just a saying, it's baked into their entire culture. They have this principle called Ikariba Chode, which basically means treat everyone like family, even if you just met them. And that sense of community, it's so important that they actually formalize it. They have these groups called a moai, and you can think of it like a chosen family, or maybe like your personal board of directors for your whole life. This group is there for you socially, emotionally, even financially. It means you're never, ever alone. And that powerful sense of belonging, it's a huge piece of the longevity puzzle.
Okay, so we've got purpose and we've got community. Those are two massive pillars. But what about the day-to-day stuff, the habits? Let's get into the practical secrets behind this incredible way of life.
All right, one of the first things you'd learn is a saying they have, hara hachibu. It's something they say before or after eating, and it means fill your belly to 80%. Now, this isn't some crazy diet rule. It's not about counting calories. It's just a gentle reminder to stop eating when you start to feel full, not when you're stuffed. It's about being mindful and not putting all that stress on your body from overdigesting.
So what's on the menu? Well, their whole diet is built on two things, variety and moderation. Think about it. They eat an average of 18 different kinds of foods every single day. Lots of fruits and vegetables, like at least 5 servings. Grains are the base of their meals. They'll have fish a few times a week, but things like sugar, almost never. It's not about restriction. It's about enjoying this huge, colorful variety of real foods.
Now this is one of my favorite parts. They don't exercise.
They just don't stop moving. You won't find them in a CrossFit gym or running marathons. Their exercise is just life. It's walking, it's gardening, it's getting up to see friends. It's constant, gentle, natural movement. And get this, they don't even really have a word for retire. Because why would you stop doing the things you love?
And a perfect example of this is something called Radio Taiso. It's basically a series of gentle movements, kind of like warm-ups, that are broadcast on the radio every morning all across Japan. The goal isn't to get sweaty or burn calories. It's just about moving your joints, waking up your body. It's a simple, shared ritual that gets the day started with a little bit of energy and movement, together.
So what's the feeling they're getting from all this? Well, it's often a state that psychologists call flow. You know that feeling, right? When you're so deep into an activity that nothing else matters. Time just disappears. You could be gardening, making something, or even just lost in a great conversation. Finding your Ikigai is also about finding those things that get you into that incredible state of flow. So, how do we pull all these pieces together? Well, the last part of our journey is about the mindset behind it all. It's really an art of living, one that mixes purpose with toughness and a real appreciation for the here and now.
There's a famous Japanese proverb that says, "Fall 7 times, rise 8." And that just perfectly sums up this idea of resilience. See, people who have a clear Ikigai, they're not fragile. They know how to bounce back from problems. They stay focused on what's important, they work on the things they can actually control, and they learn to let go of the rest.
And this resilience, it's connected to another really beautiful idea called wabi-sabi. This is the art of seeing the beauty in things that aren't perfect. Think of a teacup that has a crack in it. Instead of seeing it as broken, wabi-sabi sees the beauty in its unique history. It's this incredible reminder that life isn't supposed to be perfect. It's about appreciating the beauty of things exactly as they are, imperfect, temporary, and real.
So here we are, all of that wisdom, boiled down into 10 core rules. And you can see how it all comes together, right? It's about mind, body, and community. Stay active, but don't rush. Eat well, but not too much. Be with your friends. Get out in nature. Smile. Be thankful. Live right here, right now. But that last one, number 10, that's the one that fuels all the others. You have to follow your Ikigai.
And just like that, our quest comes to an end. But it's also a brand new beginning for you. Because the journey to a long and happy life, it turns out, isn't about finding some secret magic answer out there. It's about asking yourself this one simple question. The search is the purpose. So, what's your Ikigai? Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.